Hey everyone, welcome back to Mr. Holland's Classroom, where today we are going back into my math and we're in chapter 8 now. You probably, maybe, should have already looked at my Am I Ready video for our chapter 8, where we're talking about measurement. It talks about all the things that we're going to need to know going into this chapter. But today we're starting with length. Length is how long something is. So we're going to be seeing a lot of things that deal with that and talk about perspectives, things like that. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay. So, how do I describe an object by length, height, and weight? Remember, those are the measurements that we're really honing in on here in kindergarten. So, length, height, and weight. How much something weighs. Anyway, so let's go into the length part. Ooh, they're trying to throw us in with something tricky. 10 minus 5 equals 6. Is this subtraction sentence correct? Well, let's see. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bowling pins. They crossed off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 minus 5, that's right. And they show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is not a 5, that's a 6. They did that wrong. No, no. Don't worry about that. All right. So, how can you compare the lengths of two objects? Well, let's take a look. So, there's a pencil on our picture here. And so, I'm sure you can use pencils and stuff like that. Like if you have a pencil that's been sharpened a lot, that's like this big now, versus a new pencil, then you can compare, oh, this one is small and this one is big, right? But when we're talking about length, we're talking about how long or short something is. So we can say this pencil is longer. This pencil is shorter. So let's take a look at what they have in mind, okay? There are two lizards. Place connecting cubes on each lizard to show their length. Draw an X on the one that is longer. Circle the one that is shorter. Now, you might not have these at home, so if you don't worry about it. But let's take a look. I have 1, 2, 3, and then maybe even 4 cubes long. And then we'll do the same thing up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. A lot of that tail is still showing. 5. So we can use these cubes. And you can do it with pennies, things like that. But these cubes show that this lizard is 1 cube longer than this one, which is 1 cube shorter. So if you don't have that, what you could do to find what's shorter, let me get rid of all these, get my pencil. So what you could do is you could connect them from the start. So they both start right here. But this tail goes here. So if I draw it up there, this one is longer. So it's a circle, the one that's shorter. Okay, let's check it out. See what they did. Oh, they crossed off the other one too. All right, so look at the hockey stick below. Draw a longer hockey stick above the hockey stick shown. So, and then it says draw a shorter hockey stick below. Interesting. All right, let me give this a try. So I'm going to draw a longer one up top. So I start at the same spot and then I come further. Okay, so I have my longer one. So this is long, but this one is longer. You see how I use that perspective? I'll show you what I mean when I draw the shorter one. Okay, so this one is shorter, so it comes right here, and then it goes up. Okay, so we have 3 hockey sticks now. This one in the middle. We can't say it's medium. I mean, we can, but that's not how we're talking about length. So if we're talking about grab the longer hockey stick. Well, I'm going to grab this one. Then it says grab the long hockey stick. Well, we can't really tell which one's long. Well, this one is long, but this one is longer. And then down here, this one is shorter. So it's all about perspective. So you have to kind of, watch what you're saying. Because if we say this one is longer than this one, that's true. But this one's longer than both. So when we're talking about these things, we need to make sure we're very clear about what we're saying. Does that make sense? I know it can be a little tricky sometimes, but it's all about perspective. Like when you're comparing your things versus your friend's things. For instance, like I have longer pencils than my friend, or my crayons are shorter than my friend's. So it's all about what we're talking about. Now, is yours the shortest crayons in the class? Maybe not. So you can't say I have the shortest crayons. You could say I have shorter crayons than her or shorter crayons than him, but you can't say that you have the shortest until you've compared all of the things. So let's go on to the next thing. Ooh, now we're on the first page of your math book. So let's take a look at what we got here. Okay, so for this, what they want you to do is just like I did before. They want you to take unit cubes, but if you're at home, you won't be able to do it. So maybe if you grab some pennies or buttons or something that you can use for 1 unit, you can do this. So let's pretend that these are pennies, or maybe they're even Cheez-Its. Have you ever had Cheez-Its before? Love Cheez-Its. Okay, so what they want you to do is they want you to make a train that is shorter than this fish. And so if it's Cheez-Its, you grab your Cheez-Its and you maybe take 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this is shorter than the fish. And obviously you can move them around and check, well, if I put 4, no, that's the same. So I don't want the same. I want to have something that's shorter. So then you can, and then you can trace it, draw it, whatever it is. But that's what they wanted you to do on this page. So let's take a look at what we got in the next one. Okay, so this is where they start throwing in some of our vocabulary. See these highlighted words? These are the things that we're learning to say. So length, which means how long something is our what we're learning about today. We're learning about things that are long or short. That's the length. And then we have longer, longer, and we have shorter, shorter. So those are our 3 key words. Now, looking at these canoes or these boats, they're kind of showing you what we do in these activities. You will have something that is longer and you will have something that is shorter. So they wanted you to circle the thing that is longer and cross off what is shorter. And that's pretty much what they want you to do for any of these that we're comparing. So let's take a look down here. So we have these. So they're talking about camping, remember? So they have camping stuff going on. All right. So they have these nets. And so we have to circle what's longer. So which one is longer? They both start down here, but this one ends right here. So it's shorter. I'm going to cross that one off. And I'm going to circle this one because it is longer. Now, number 3, they're trying to trick you. But here's the deal. If they are equal in length, and we know the word equal, which means the same, if they're equal in length, then we just underline them. So I'm going to underline this or, and I'm going to underline this or. They're usually called oars. You can call them paddles as well. But that is what we do. So if something's longer, circle it. If it's shorter, cross it off. But remember how I said if you don't have the cubes, you can draw your lines at the ends and go, oh, this one's longer. Well, look what I do if I do an equal one. They both start there and they both end there. So they are the same length. Say length. Exactly. All right. Let's check out. Yep. Told you. I was right. So that's what you're going to be doing in your work. This is what you're going to be seeing more of. So remember, we're not talking about things are bigger or smaller. We're talking about things are longer or shorter. Okay. But I'm not going to do the rest with you because you got to do that. But check me out in the next lesson when we're going to be talking about something even crazier. We're going to be talking about height. But until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.